Hello everyone, welcome to GS Score. This is Ajay Shah. So today in the series of Pathways, today we have one of the rankers of UPSC 2019, that is Mr. Madhav Vittal Rao Gitte, who has secured All India rank 210 in UPSC. He is already an officer in Indian Account and Audit Services, and despite of that, he has qualified UPSC again, and he is all set to become probably IAS or IPS. So, Mr. Madhav, welcome to the platform of GS Score.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so the session today is going to be on political science and international relations, and we are going to be focused on how to write a good answer in political science, especially for the people who are not from the pol science background, the people who are from some technical background like BTech and all, like Mr. Madhav Rao. He is also from technical background. He is basically BTech. So Madhav, the first question to you: what is the meaning of good answer in political science?
So the meaning of good answer needs to be understood in different contexts. The first one is the language of political science is very important while writing any answer of political science, because naturally what happens, students like me from the technical background, and while writing the answer of humanities subject, it becomes little bit difficult to write initially. So we need to get the grasp of or hold of that subject and the language of subject. For example, if I'm explaining Rawls' theory of justice, I need to substantiate in the context of other thinkers like Marxist and other Amartya Sen's theory of justice. Such kind of answers needs to be substantiated with scholars and placing the appropriate keyword at appropriate place. So that may be, and there are various kinds of answers. So good answers vary from person to person and question to question, sir.
Okay, fine. So Madhav, whenever we go to the examination hall and we are supposed to write any answer, so do we have something in our mind that I have to put this kind of terms or this kind of things has to be there in every answer? For example, I have to quote scholars in every answer, or I have to quote examples in every answer. So is there something like this in political science?
Yes, sir, definitely. Because while preparing for this exam or for this optional, we need to already prepare the list of scholars, list of quotes of these particular scholars, list of their books, and list of their main important thoughts. So if we have already these materials ready with us, so that when we writing the particular answer, we can quote that, we can cite that quote or book or any thought of the particular scholar. For example, if I'm writing about social liberalism or socialism, so I must know the Dawkins theory of social justice. That is in uh, in his, I guess, sovereign virtue, he says equality is a sovereign virtue. So while writing answer of socialism or social equality, if we cite the Dawkins theory of equality with his book Sovereign Virtue, so such kind of things we need to be kept it with ready, and we need to revise again and again, and we need to know where to place which thing at what place. I mean, for example, if I'm writing some answer about liberalism, so I must know the what John Locke says, and his quote needs to be put in first sentence itself. If any answer is about negative liberalism, I must quote the Isaiah Berlin. So such kind of things needs to be placed at proper place, and while concluding the answer, we need to be optimistic, and those scholars who talks about balanced view of any theory, such kinds of answers needs to be written, sir.
Okay, fine. So Madhav, in political science, I have seen that all the thinkers, they are interconnected. For example, Socrates is connected to then Plato is connected to Aristotle, then we can connect Aristotle to Hannah Arendt. So many scholars are there and they all are connected. How to connect these dots in the answer writing? What was your strategy in this?
Yes, sir. This is the very important thing, and this is the art of answer writing. If one can able to interlink the scholars, different scholars, then examiners, according to my point of view, may feel that the person knows good knowledge about the subject, and he or she can able to easily interlink with the particular questions or answers. For example, if I'm talking about the deliberative democracy, so Aristotle also talks about deliberative democracy. Same times, Joshua Cohen also talks about deliberative democracy, and interlinking with Hannah Arendt. Hannah Arendt says that uh, speech, uh, acting in a action. What is action? Hannah Arendt says, when the people come together and they deliberate on particular thing, such kind of things we need to write and interlink with different scholars, and based on that interlinkage, it it feels good for the reader as well, sir.
Okay, okay, fine. So, Madhav, being from a technical background, from the background of BTech, in the starting when you would have started the answer writing of political science, you must have faced some kind of issue. So, we would like to know what was your problem particular and how did you manage with that problem of answer writing?
Yes, sir. Actually, I started answer writing in June or July 2017. 17 in the sense, I started actually reading the subject, optional subject, in July 2017. So I was like very new to the concept. I just used to write. I just used to read the facts, and I just used to put these facts. For example, book some quotes and all. But there were very incoherence in the answer, sir, and the facts and things were not properly placed. So there was, the flow is very important, and initially the flow was not proper in my answer writing. So I started, even Piyush sir suggested me so many times that flow is missing in your answer. So I started what needs to be done. So I gained the grasp of subject by understanding the things. Until and unless person cannot understand the thing, it is difficult to interlink or bring the flow. So understanding is very important, sir, and the language of subject, that is political science, is very important. And to maintain the flow, we need to know how we can proceed on further, how we can proceed on next para, how we can proceed on next para. So I try to write many answers. I try to refer the toppers copies, previous year's toppers copies, and I try to improve upon writing again and again, practicing again and again. That will bring the flow. And once the person gets, or once the candidate gets the flow of answer, political science, I feel it is very simple and easy to write. I mean, and no need to quote so many scholars in single answer. So that will unnecessarily create the complicatedness or some haphazard manner that examiner might feel that this candidate just put at the so many scholars and things without any linkage. Bringing the flow is important, and that will come with again repetitive answer writing, and that will bring the fluency in answer writing as well, sir.
Okay, okay. Madhav, you mentioned that we should maintain the flow in the answer writing. And in political science, it's very obvious that the things are very much into. Like you mentioned about deliberative democracy, there is Aristotle is also there, and then we have Hannah Arendt is also there, then Joshua Cohen is also there. So my question to you is that then what is the right time to start answer writing practice? Should a student start answer writing after finishing the entire syllabus, or he can start the answer writing just from the day one?
Sir, starting the answer writing from day one is, I would not suggest is a good thing, because see what happens if I don't know the concept, how I can write the answer, and if I write the answer, then I'll feel yeah, I am not able to write. So I would suggest that medium path, that is Madhyam Marga. One should not need to wait the full completion of entire syllabus, but one can wait for the completion of one part or section. And for example, if sir or any ma'am is teaching about theory of justice, if theory of justice, all ideas of theory of justice are completed, so that one can try to practice how can I write the theory of justice, and the interlinked concepts are taught in the class, or if that person read about the interlinked concept. So in justice, we require socialism, we require equality, we require liberalism. So if these 3 4 things which are interlinked, which that person knows, so he or she can start the answer writing without waiting to finish entire syllabus. Because after finishing the entire syllabus, if I start the writing of answer, so it will become very burdensome, and I'll forget so many things at once. So by concept wise and by section wise, one can start practicing the answer writing, sir.
Okay. So section wise means after completion of substantial portion of syllabus, we can start writing along with that. Fine.
Sure, sir, sure.
Okay, Madhav, tell me one thing. Whenever we write any answer, then evaluation is very important of that answer. Now, there are two types of evaluation. The first is that we have a model answer, and then we can write ourselves, and then we can get it checked ourselves. And the second is that we should get it checked by any standard teacher. So, what do you think that what's the best approach in political science? Does evaluation matter a lot in this subject?
Yes, sir, definitely evaluation matters a lot, because until and unless, even if person is writing excellent answer, and if he or she doesn't know what needs to be improved, or what are the his or her positive points, then he or she may not know to how to improve and all, or how to score the brownie points in particular answer. So evaluation is important, and evaluation by the faculty, I would suggest, those who are, for example, when I used to write test series in GS score, Chaube sir personally used to check the copies. That I liked there, because, and some in other institutes, I felt that many candidates itself they are checking the copies, and the evaluation was not that up to the mark. So I felt the approach of sir, he personally checks the copies, and he evaluates, and he gives the feedbacks at below that margin of the answer. So it helped me a lot to improve the answer writing, sir. Compared to last attempt, I must have got the good marks in optional this time, because the scores are not yet revealed. So that might have helped, sir, a lot. Evaluation is very important.
Okay. Mother, tell me one thing. In any of the answer, we have two components. The first is the knowledge, the content, and then we have the art of answer writing. Fine. So, what do you think? What is the proportion of this content and the art in political science? What's your personal experience?
So I would suggest we need a mix of both, but I would focus more on art of answer writing rather than content, because content, obviously, if any serious candidate is reading for the, or appearing for the exam, he or she will definitely have the content, because everybody knows the idea of Plato, idea of Socrates, idea of Aristotle. So everybody reads and everybody knows the books and all. So, but the if person having a limited content, but he or she has a good art of answer writing, he can manage effectively, and he or she can put the proper content at proper place without needing so many things and so many contents. So content is very important, but the art, if one develops that art, that person able to mold the answer in a particular way, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, Madhav, tell me one thing. The approach of answer writing in political science, with respect to all the sections, like in paper one, we have the first part is based on thinkers, then we have IGP, then we have theory in the part first, and then we have dynamism in the paper part B of the second section. So, how the approaches are different in all these four sections, or approach is same while writing the answer?
No, sir. Approach is not same. Every section, demand of every section is different. For example, the section paper one, section one is very static, I would say. I mean, the Western political thoughts, then theories of some liberalism and other theory, feminism and all. Such these are very static, and one can get the good marks if he or she prepares well in the sense developing that section, developing art of answer writing in a appropriate manner, using scholars or philosophers at various places, at appropriate places, I would say. So he or she can get the good marks in section one of paper one. But section two of paper two demands differently. For example, there is a IGP, Indian Government and Politics. This section is also very dynamic. I mean, questions comes based on current affairs, like role of governor. If I am writing answer about role of governor, I must mention about the Sarkaria Commission reports, what Sarkaria Commission said, then 2-3 judgments of Supreme Court, recent what is happening, like Raghukul Tilak case and other Shamsar Singh case and all. So many cases are there. If I cite such cases, if I cite some important facts about governor, even Prime Minister Manmohan Singh said, gave the mantra to the governor. he or she should follow. Such kinds of things are dynamic in IGP section. Even writing about caste politics this year, I guess they asked question about the does caste politics shadowing over the sorry does development is shadowing over the caste politics. So the question needs to be tackled in a very appropriate manner, and not to be so biased about a particular thing, or not to be so so lean towards particular thing. So section 2 demands that students or candidate must know the Indian government and politics, like caste, ethnicity, then state reorganization, then other things like governor, parliamentary democracy. Then some static questions are there in like land reforms and all, because based on syllabus. So such questions might be answered effectively if one practices properly. And for that, I would suggest Lakshmikant to basic will suffice, but other things, notes of PUSR and other institutes might be helpful for that. And about paper 2 part 1, there are some static things like theories of IR, where means nothing is dynamic there. Nothing in the sense, not so much dynamic, like Marxist theory of IR, liberal theory of IR, feminist theory of IR. These things are static, but some dynamism needs to be brought there with effective use of quotes and scholars, like how the current dynamics of realism is overtaken by the liberalism, or how the protectionism is again coming back, and how the billiard ball model of international politics is emerging, because every state is trying to protect their sovereignty and protect their boundaries. So such kind of dynamism can be brought with effective reading and effective writing of that particular answers. And talking about the paper 2's section 2, which is very, very dynamic, I would say, because it is completely based on the current happenings. Like last year, I guess they asked about Trump-Kim summit of Singapore, outcomes of Trump-Kim summit. This year, they asked about the role of ICJ, because first time in history, Indian person was elected as a judge of ICJ by defeating the permanent member of the P5 member. So that such kind of dynamic questions they are asking. Even they are asking about Indo-Pacific, India's vision for the world order. Is it multipolarity, good or bad? Such kind of question they are asking. So the grasp over the paper 2's section 2 can be developed by reading regularly reading newspaper, following ITSA website, following Rajya Sabha TV, following articles of C. Rajamohan, then Harsh Pant. Such kind of scholars write oftenly. So every section demands differently, and every section needs to be handled differently. And I would further suggest that we cannot isolate every section differently. Isolate in the sense, for example, if I'm writing answer about the paper 2 section 2 about IR, I should definitely bring the theories of IR that is in section 1 of paper 2, or I should definitely bring the some section of liberalism, because liberalism in paper 1, or idea of John Locke, or how Immanuel Wallerstein, how the this Immanuel Kant's perpetual peace will help to develop the good relations among the nations. So there needs to be brought the interlinkages between the sections. So no need to separate the things from one section to another section, and the silos needs to be removed, sir. If that is removed, then examiner or everyone feel good and while reading the answer, sir.
Okay, fine. Very comprehensive answer you have given, Madhav. Madhav, tell me one thing. For example, we are writing any of the answers. Say, for example, we are writing the point of governor. You mentioned that we should mention about sections of the constitution, then Sarkari Commission, then Soli Sorabji, statement of Manmohan Singh even. So how do we remember so much of the things in the part of governor? Is there any strategy for that?
Strategies, there is nothing special strategy, sir. If one can read again and again if one can practice answer writing again and again, then that things will easily be remembered. For example, if I am reading in the political science since last 2.5 years around, so I even without reading for since last 6 7 months, I know cases and all our solicitor objects that statement, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh statements, or some Supreme Court judgment. So if we one person reads again and again and try to practice on that, then one can easily develop the grasp for the subject, and one can easily remember the things. And I would suggest that if someone is forgetting or not able to recall the things, we should make the notes, sir. For example, I'll show the one notes about governor or some things I
Yes,
have
please.
made, because that that will easily help the person to collect the things, sir. So I'll just show how I made the notes of the subject, because the covering entire syllabus in or reading entire syllabus in very short span of time, we need a short handy notes, sir, and that can be used at various times and while writing the answers. So just a second. I have, yes, sir. I'll just show the notes about ethnicity or state reorganization here. I just
Yeah.
made what is the definition of ethnicity.
Okay.
Here I have written the Donald Horowitz. I have written the what is regionalism. Then the scholars which are talking about ethnicity. That is James Manner. He talks about in his book Ethnicity and Politics in India. So such kind of S.D. Muni talks about complex and colorful mosaic. So causes of ethnic politics. If we made short notes, no need to remember all the things, but if we made the important keywords, if we write the important keywords and remember it again and again, that will help. Because I think I made notes of paper 2 sorry, paper 1's part 2 with just 10 pages, sir. I have just such 10 sheets, but with that 10 sheets I have the entire syllabus of paper 1's part 2. So
Okay.
on the dynamic part, I can just I used to read with current affairs. I used to consolidate with current affairs. So similarly, I made notes of this sheet covers the entire theories of IR. Means idea of from classical realism to the neoclassical, then neoliberal. Such a chart I made, and I used to stick that chart on my study table. So
Okay.
it helped me to remember the things and scholars. Just simple ideas. Liberal institutions I have wrote just Joseph Nye, Woodrow Wilson's. Then social logical liberalism. This part is very important because they oftenly ask the Carl Lewis model, then John Burton, Rosneau. So just scholars, their keywords and key ideas. So that needs to be remembered. And in this entire sheet, I have all the theories of IR, their books, their names, and their ideas. So I used to read this sheet within 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, all the things. So no need to worry about the scholars. No need to worry about the ideas. No, just need to worry about. Just need to remember the things and make study plan or notes very proper. Because if the notes are concise and crisp, one can easily able to remember and able to reproduce the exam. Because reproducing the exam is very important. If we are reading so many things, and if we are not able to reproduce or recollect in exam, then we waste a lot of time in thinking and writing the answer. So if we have all the things at our hand, it will be very easy to write this
So
answer.
so the idea is that when we go to the examination hall, all the content and knowledge that should be in our mind, we should just focus on the style of answer writing and arranging
Yes,
the
sir.
knowledge, right?
Yes, sir. True, sir. True.
Fine, fine. Madhav, tell me one thing. I will just quote one question to you. For example, last year there was a question that distinguished between liberal feminism and radical feminism. Fine. if this
Yes, sir.
question comes, this was a question in the last 2019 only. So how to write this answer? One style is that we can write it paragraph wise, and one style is that we can write it by making two columns. In the one column, we'll write a scholar, then the key ideas and all. So what was your idea, and what's your suggestion on this?
Sir, both approaches are correct. I mean, there is nothing like template kind of thing. One can write in a columnar manner. One can write in a paragraph wise. But I would suggest writing comparison in paragraph wise in like humanities subject, because if we write just in a columnar format, it would fit like just I have remembered the things and I have just put it. But if I write in a paragraph wise, I would have I would have started the definition of feminism. Like feminism is a meta ideology which contains various ideologies like liberal feminism, radical feminism, and again I would have started with Mary Wollstonecraft's idea of feminism. The feminism, real liberal feminism, started from that, from her book, and I would have gave the idea of liberal feminism in one paragraph, and I would have brought the radical feminism, because why radical feminism oppose the liberal feminism. I would have brought the two paragraphs simultaneously, and again I would have started the comparison in one paragraph liberal feminism, and similarly in another paragraph radical feminism with Kate Millett talks about sexual politics, other radical feminists talks about other things like gender, then differentiated citizenship and all such kind of. They also want homosexual families, abolishing heterosexual families of liberal feminism, and such kind of interlinking, plus bringing the uh, Angel and other scholars will help, and comparison while writing the paragraph will give the examiner some kind of flow, interlinking liberal to radical, then radical to liberal, in that way comparison will help, and no need to get stuck. For example, if I'm not able to remember the things of liberal feminism or radical feminism and columnar format, I'll get stuck there. Yeah, I'm not able to write how to proceed next, how to bring the next. But if I start in writing in paragraph manner, then I can mold the answer. I can bring some different ideas, and I can start proceed further. No need to get stuck, because एक बार अटक के जाते हो एक बार column format में, then it becomes difficult until and unless you know all that things at fingertips.
Okay, fine. Madhav, tell me one thing. How, for example, all of you, all the aspirants, they are reading from the same book, from the same content. So, did you make any kind of effort to make your answer out of the crowd? That means, your answer should have been different from the crowd. What was your effort in this?
Last attempt, I felt that my presentation was not up to the mark, and that's why I couldn't able to cross 300. So last year I got 290 marks. So this year I tried to improve my presentation skill, plus some brownie quotes and some brownie ideas of the scholars. So I tried to reduce the some reduce in the sense I tried to be fit the answers in a appropriate manner with introduction, what needs to be written in introduction, what needs to be written in body, and what needs to be written in conclusion. For example, if अगर क्वेश्चन इस पे होता है liberalism पे होता है, feminism पे होता है, तो I already had a ready-made things at my hand, that I'll write this in introduction, I'll write this in body, I'll write this in conclusion. And so what happens if the person writes in this way, the flow already becomes very appropriate, and reader of the answer will also feel that some difference from the other persons. So bringing the language of political science, bringing the flow in the answer, then improving the presentation. Plus, sir, I have also tried to draw the diagrams in political science. Many people say that this is a theoretical subject. How can we draw the diagram? But if one tries to draw the diagram, for example, last year there was a question on human rights. So there were 5 features of human rights, that is inalienable, equitable, and all. So I just drew the one round circle, and I just tried to give the 5 arrows. So this makes some answer more readable. And another question, there was a question on BRI last year. This year there was a question on Indo-Pacific. So I tried to draw the Indo-Pacific, where the India is located, where the Japan is located, how the Indian ports are, means Indian strategic ports which is acquired by India are very important. So I try to show such kind of things in a diagrammatical manner. Plus there is a some ideas one can draw in diagrammatical manner. So incorporating diagrams, flowcharts can help to enrich the answer, sir.
So did you make your own diagrams and flowchart? Because I think in the standard books we don't have the diagrams and all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I try to make my own diagrams and flowcharts in an effective manner, and where it is required or when it is possible. Not necessary to just draw something which looks weird and all. So that would also, I would not suggest that to do, because if it is possible and if it can be made possible, so that can be done, sir.
Okay, fine. Did you go for making diagrams or collection of diagrams in IR particularly from some geographical news and all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. I tried to draw a world map. I tried to draw world location. I tried to draw countries around India, India's neighborhood. I tried to draw where the Japan, Nepal, where the how it is strategically considered as a buffer for India. It is located between China and India. How the Bhutan's strategic importance is important. Then cross-border terrorism. There was question. Even yeah, I would suggest even GS core. They asked about the drug problems in GS1, sorry, GS3. They asked last year about drug problems. So I tried to show the how the golden triangle and golden crescent are located. I try to just show they are how they are located and how they are affecting the India's Indian territory and Indian people through cross-border movement of drugs. So such kind of diagrams can be drawn.
Okay. So after a certain level of time, after completion of entire syllabus and reaching a certain threshold of knowledge, we should just focus on the art of answer writing rather than mugging up and collecting more and more knowledge, right?
Yes, sir. Art of answer writing the answers plus incorporating some new things which one feels that this will give the extra half marks or extra mark 1 marks or may enrich the answer. So that will also help, sir.
Fine. Madhav, the last question to you. Did you go for any kind of self-innovation in your notes preparing or writing in the actual answer of UPSC? Self-innovation, that is purely your innovation, that yes, I will write this to get more marks.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I would suggest the self-innovation in the sense bringing some dynamism or some organicness in the answer. So, for example, if I'm writing about justice, there is no one talks about the Gandhian theory of justice in the sense they forget, they will write just about Rawls and Amartya Sen and all, but the Gandhian theory of justice. So if what he wanted that everyone should be happy and all, so such kind of thing. Similarly, in the example of liberalism, so I would try to incorporate Gandhian Swaraj. Swaraj was a kind of Indian way of liberalism. Such kind of innovativeness can be brought, and such kind of things can be brought while writing the answer. So because nobody teaches in the sense that nobody teaches to bring innovation, because everybody needs that, or everybody wants that they should bring their innovativeness in the answers, like we do in essay and all. So that is very important, sir, and that will fetch good marks as well.
After getting a very broad idea and after your intellect has been developed, you can go for this kind of self-innovation, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is important. After getting the grasp for subject, after getting grasp for content, and hold over the subject, and with development of knowledge and all, one can try to innovate the things. Because if one tries to innovate the things at initial level, he may get stuck. Yeah, I'm not able to write the simple answer. How I can develop the innovation and how I can bring the dynamism in answers, sir, that way.
Right. So Madhav, your last words to the people of political science, which you missed in this session. Anything?
So, last word, I would say that one should prepare the notes in a very concise and crisp manner. So that will help to read the things in a very fast manner and in a very less time. So, and the writing, understanding the concept and writing the ideas and keywords. Keywords are very important, and examiner will just read the keywords. Nobody reads the entire answer, entire paragraph. If he or she examiner finds that keywords are there, he has written in such a flow. So that kind of way one can write and one can get the good marks. I'll finally show the one notes of mine. So I have prepared for part 1. For example, I have written just idea of Socrates in just 2 pages. This just Socrates, his perspective, methodology, influence,
Okay.
this kind of. Similarly, I have wrote idea of Plato, Plato's book.
Okay.
Then his prominent ideas, theory, then what he wrote, his famous book. Similarly, his theory of justice. So for just with 2-3 pages I have finished the Plato. Then his in next page his critics, his supporters and critics. So 4 supporters, 4 critics. So if I read this the critics and supporters, I'll able to write any answer of Plato on any subject, on any question. So such kind of concise notes are very important, and that will help person to develop the grasp and develop the and remember the things at longer time.
So, Madhav, thank you very much for joining us. And from the entire team of GS Score, we wish you all the best for the future. You are already an Indian Audit and Account Services officer, and now perhaps you're all set to become IAS or IPS officer of our country. So, we wish all the best to you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity, sir. And I would wish all the aspirants to give their full-fledged efforts and read with all dedication. You will definitely get into the service. Believe me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.